Hi, everybody. I am here with a special guest, Vickie Carmody from the URComped family. She just got off the very first post-lockdown cruise in North America on the Celebrity Millennium. So, Vickie, how was it? Did you enjoy your time?
Very much so. They really did a good job. From the minute we stepped on the ship, they were so happy to have us back. They couldn't do enough for everybody. They were very safe. The buffets were served to you. They still had the buffet. But like I said, I was worried, going on the first one, but I wanted to go on the first one because I missed cruising so much. And they did a wonderful job.
Was there anything that you were thinking maybe before you went, like, oh gosh, I used to love this, I bet they don't have it anymore, but you were surprised to see, oh wow, they still have this, was there anything you were pleasantly surprised about?
Yeah, everything. I really thought that things would be so different. I really did. I didn't think there'd be a buffet. And there was. I didn't think that they would let you sit with other people in the dining room, and they did. I thought they would try to keep you really far apart from each other when you were at, thing. In the casino, they had every other machine blocked off. But when you played table games and stuff, they were fine with everybody being close together. They let you go to the shows. They did ask you to social distance a little, but everything was great. It really was. They couldn't do enough for us, and neither can the people on the islands. They were so happy to have us back. The one island, we were shocked. There was people everywhere taking pictures, and they told us that they were so happy to have us back that people took off of work. This was like a big thing to them. It was like almost like a holiday.
Wow, so you felt a little bit like a celebrity, huh?
I did. I tried to avoid the cameras as much as possible, but they were everywhere. So,
Well, I know you don't like the spotlight, so I appreciate you giving us some time to talk about your experience. So how was the vibe with the other passengers? Did everybody feel, was it like, oh man, I'm so happy to be back, or were people standoffish, or what was the feeling amongst the passengers?
everybody was great. They were like, "Oh, we're vaccinated. We tested negative. Come on in the elevator with us." They didn't care. Everybody was, there were very few people that actually wore a mask, because you didn't have to wear a mask. You could or you couldn't. And I seen maybe like 5 people that wore a mask. All of the staff wears a mask.
Mhm.
They do, but none of the passengers had to. They do have hand washing stations everywhere with soap and water and the regular sanitizer too. They hand you your silverware so that you're not reaching in the same places with people. They had people serving the drinks at the buffet too. You could also do it too, but most of the time they did it for you. And like I said, the passengers were all so happy just to be back.
Live music, was that still going on? So bands and everything?
They had bands everywhere. They had 2 live bands. They had an orchestra. They had a duo. They had a lot of shows. They had the regular shows, the singers, the dancers. They had a magician. They had acrobats one night. So yeah, the only thing they didn't have was bingo, but they had Deal or No Deal. They didn't have enough people on the cruise to have bingo. There was only 580 of us on the ship. So it was amazing.
Wow. So based on your feedback, I think I know what your answer would be, but for anybody that's out there that's watching this kind of on the fence, I don't know if cruising is going to be the same, I don't know if I want to do it or not, what would you say to them?
I would say it was really no different. I didn't notice any different other than we had to get the PCR test before, and we had to get the PCR test. We had to schedule a PCR test, which took 2 minutes. You just, you scanned in the QR code, you set up your appointment, you went to your appointment. They hired a whole mess of nurses just to do the testing. So you walk in, they scan your QR code and they do the swab and you're done. And an hour later, you get an email telling you you're negative or positive. So, and that you need that test to get back into the United States. So,
And I guess, yeah, that's a good one more question. So what was what was the procedure before you took the trip? What do you have to do? And then coming back in the US, were there any difficulties there?
We didn't come across any difficulties. We all panicked because they let us know last minute that they needed a RT-PCR test within 72 hours of you arriving at the port. And they didn't let us know that until Tuesday after the holiday, which would mean we all had to get tested on Wednesday to get them back in time. And everybody was freaked out about it. But of course, we were the first cruise. Now everybody knows. I had no problem getting it back. I went to CVS and we had it back. I had it the one day, it was back the very next day. And I was able to apply for my health passport through St. Maarten. You know, and once you got the health passport through St. Maarten, you just showed that when you got to the airport. And then you had a time that you went to the, they gave you a check-in time at the port. You went, you showed your paperwork, and you were on the ship. Wow. Everything was simple. I mean, it was easier than a normal cruise. Well, so, and getting back into the US, we had no problem at all. We went to the airport, we showed them all the paperwork, they put us on the plane, we got back, we went through, you know, your normal when you go international. It was your normal. You came in, you went through customs and, you know, cleared whatever, and then you were done.
Well, Vickie, I know everybody watching this probably excited to get back to cruising. And after hearing this, I think they're going to be even more excited. So Vickie, thank you so much for
I'll be on the cruise in July. I'm going on another one in July. So,
and that's on
Nassau. Nassau's a little different from what I understand. They're not requiring I think the test before you get there. They do it when you get there.
Even better.
So,
well, let's do this again after after the Bahamas cruise. And Vickie, thank you for being such a great member of the URComped family, and thank you for giving us some time to hear about your experience on board.
Oh, thank you guys for everything. I was glad to be on the first one, really was.